Sometimes when you're solving rational equations, you're simply dealing with a proportion. One fraction is equal to another fraction. And the way you've solved proportions in the past by cross-multiplying still works. And so let me show you that method. However, in the next couple of videos, I'll show you what to do when you're not dealing with a proportion, or if you don't like the cross-multiplying method. When I cross-multiply, just keep in mind I need to make sure I do 9 times the entire quantity x plus 1, so I'll need to distribute. So that gets me 9x plus 9 when I cross-multiply that way. And when I cross multiply the other way, I eliminate the fraction because I end up with two things equal to each other. That's what's nice about cross multiplying. Again, I'll remember to distribute and get 12x plus 5. Now there are problems where you'd cross multiply and end up with x squared or x to the third power. If you end up with x squared, that's not so bad. You simply have to use some factoring or quadratic formula. However, if you end up with x to the third, there's probably something you can do besides cross multiply, and that's using the method I'll show you in the next couple videos. But in this case, none of that applies. So I end up with this, a much easier equation to solve. It's no longer rational. There's no fractions in it. So I'll subtract 9x from both sides to get 3x over here. I'll subtract 4 from both sides. Oops, I should have a 15 right there. See, look at that, I forgot to distribute. I'll subtract 15 from both sides to leave you with negative 6. Dividing both sides by 3, I end up with an answer of x equals negative 2. Now, before I circle that and just move on, it's important to note down here that since we were working with rational equations, we want to make sure that we don't end up dividing by 0. If we have an x value that would result in a denominator of 0, we have to make sure we cross it out and say it's extraneous. So in this case, if I plug in negative 2 for either of those x values, that's fine. It's not a problem. Neither denominator comes out to be 0, but do make sure you check for that. So in this case, x is just negative 2 using cross multiplication to solve.